Hello grade 8 students. For today, we will be discussing word problems involving factoring of polynomials. In this lesson, you should be able to solve and analyze word problems involving factoring. Here are the topics that we already discussed during our factoring sessions. We have common monomial factoring, factoring difference of two squares, factoring sum and difference of two cubes, factoring perfect square trinomials, and factoring quadratic trinomials. Before we proceed on solving word problems, let's have a short recall with the common kinds of factoring. Let's have common monomial factoring. We have here 3x cubed minus 9x squared plus 27x. To get the common monomial factor, let's take a look if this polynomial has a greatest common factor. We know that 3, 9, and 27 has a GCF of 3, and x cubed, x squared, and x has a GCF of x. Therefore, our common monomial factor is 3x. To find our remaining factor, divide the common monomial factor to our existing polynomial. 3x cubed divided by 3x will become x squared. Negative 9x squared divided by 3x will become negative 3x. And 27x divided by 3x is 9. To get our factored form, just combine our common monomial factor and our remaining factor. So we will have 3x multiplied to the quantity of x squared minus 3x plus 9. Next is difference of two squares. Let's factor 4x squared minus y squared. We know that this polynomial is binomial and all the terms are perfect square. Therefore, it is under difference of two squares. To factor this one, get the square root of the first term, which is 2x, and get the square root of the second term, which is y. Combine the square roots and write it as the product of sum and difference of two squares. So we will have 2x plus y times the quantity of 2x minus y. Next is perfect square trinomial. To identify if our given polynomial is a perfect square trinomial, take a look if the first and the last term is a perfect square, and if the second term is twice the product of the square roots of the first and the last term. To factor this one, take the square root of x squared, which is x, and the square root of 9, which is 3. And then copy the sign of the middle term and make it as the sign of the binomial. In this given example, the sign of the middle term is negative. Therefore, we will have x minus 3 times the quantity of x minus 3, or we can write it as the squared of x minus 3. Last example is all about quadratic trinomial. Let's factor x squared plus 12x plus 11. We know that a is equal to 1, therefore, let's find the factors of 11. Because our constant term is positive, we will look for the factors of 11 with same signs. The factors of 11 are 1 and 11, negative 1 and negative 11. From this factor, let's find a pair of factors wherein when we add it up, the sum would be 12. And in this example, positive 1 and 11 is our chosen factor. We will write it as the product of two binomials. So we will have x plus 1 times the quantity of x plus 11. Now let's proceed on word problems. Let's have example number 1. The area of a square is x squared plus 10x plus 25 centimeters squared. What is the measure of its sides? We know that the area of the square is equal to s squared or s times s. And given the area of the square, which is x squared plus 10x plus 25, let's find the measure of its side. We know or we observe that the first and the last term are perfect squares, and the middle term is twice the product of the square roots of the first and the last. Therefore, this polynomial is under perfect square trinomial. To get the factors of it, let's find the square root of x squared, which is x, and the square root of 25, which is 5. And then let's write it as the product of two binomials. So we will have x plus 5 times x plus 5 or the square root of the quantity of x plus 5. Therefore, our final answer is x plus 5 centimeter. The measure of the side is x plus 5 centimeter. Let's have example number 2. The area of a rectangle is given by the expression x squared minus 2x minus 8 centimeters squared. What is the length of the rectangle if its width is x plus 2 centimeter? If x is equals to 8 centimeter, find the length, width, and area of the rectangle. In this given problem, we have the area denoted as x squared minus 2x minus 8 centimeters squared and width represented as x plus 2 centimeter. We know that the area of rectangle is given by length times width, and the area is x squared minus 2x minus 8 is equal to length, which is missing, and width as represented as x plus 2. To find the factors of x squared minus 2x minus 8, let's use quadratic trinomials. We know that a is equal to 1, therefore let's find the factors of negative 8. And the factors of negative 8 are negative 1 and 8, negative 2 and 4, positive 1 and negative 8, positive 2 and negative 4. We will look for a pair of factors wherein when we add, the answer would be negative 2. And that is positive 2 and negative 4. We will write this factor as the product of two binomials. So our factors would be x plus 2 times the quantity of x minus 4. We know that the expression x plus 2 is already our width, therefore the binomial x minus 4 would be our length. In our problem, we are asked to find the length, the width, and the area of the rectangle given that the value of x is equal to 8. Therefore, let's just substitute x with 8. Our area would be 40 centimeters squared, our width would be 10 centimeters squared, and our length would be 4 centimeters. Let's have the third example. The sum of the base and altitude of a triangle is 15 centimeters. The area of the triangle is 27 centimeters squared. Find the base and the altitude of this given triangle. We know that the formula in getting the area of a triangle is equal to 1/2 base times height. Height or altitude is the same. And given that the area of the triangle is 27 centimeters squared, let's find for the value of base and the altitude. To get rid of the fractional part, let's multiply both sides by 2. 2 times 27 would be 54, and 1/2 times 2 would be 1. Therefore, our equation would be 54 is equals to base times height. In our problem, given that the sum of the base and the altitude of a triangle is 15 cm, therefore, we are looking for the factors of 54 that when we added all those factors, the sum is 15. One of the factors of 54 are 6 and 9. When we add 6 and 9, the answer would be 15. Therefore, the answer for our problem is that base is equal to 9 cm and height is equal to 6 cm. It's your turn. Answer these word problems involving factoring. For number 1, the length of a rectangular garden is 2x plus 1 meter. If the area of the entire rectangular garden is 4x squared plus 7x plus 2 meters squared, what is the dimension of its width? Second problem, what is the side of a square whose area is 4x squared minus 44x plus 121 meters squared? Pause the video and later we will reveal the answer. For number 1, the answer is 2x plus 2 centimeter, and for number 2, the answer is 2x minus 11 centimeters. If you got it correct, congratulations! That's all for today. Do not forget to access your Quipper account and answer our short assessment. Do not hesitate to ask Miss Ria and Sir Alex for further questions. Thank you and God bless.